Okay, in the previous class we have discussed till users. I think the users one we have completed the module and views also done. Today we are going to start continuation. Next is build history. We have to start. Build queue is done. So in the build history shows a chronological record of past builds available both per job and globally. So build history will be showing chronological order in the record of past builds. Whatever the old builds happened, it will be showing in the build history. Per job build history it will show, and also global build history it will show. So per job build history displayed on the left side of the job page, listing build numbers, like whatever the build numbers 1, 2, 3, how many times you have triggered, it will show the numbers with a colored status ball. So it will be status will be different colors. It will show. Clicking a build number opens a build page, console output, changes, whatever the changes it happened, and artifacts, test results, replay, rebuild, everything it will show. So how it will show? Let me open my Windows one only for now. Immediately it will access. So to run the Jenkins, what is the command we have to run in the in the Windows? Dilip?
For open the Docker or
No, no, to run the Jenkins in Windows. I have installed by using Jenkins.war file, right?
okay.
So for that one, we have to run the command Jenkins java-jar jenkins.var.
Okay.
So this is only in the Windows. In Linux, we use systemctl command. So it is started.
Okay. Systemctl start we use for the
Yeah,
Linux.
in Linux. That is a
Ah,
Linux command which we use regularly.
mm.
If you install with a, uh, if you have installed with a Docker, then you can run the command Docker command only. So localhost 8080. Okay, I forgot my password here. So if Jenkins password has lost, then it will be difficult to uh, retrieve it. So where we have to retrieve, that is also I will explain now. So we have to check the varlib Jenkins if it is in the uh, Linux, but we have installed it in Windows. So for that one, we have to check the config.xml file in Jenkins home directory. So we have to go to C. users dot Jenkins. Here you can go config.xml. Here, this one you can open with a notepad plus plus. You can search for user security. Use security true. So you can give false. If I give the false, before that what I have to do, I will stop it. So now Jenkins will be not running. So I'll give false and save it. Now again I will go to my application where I have installed Jenkins java-jar. Otherwise you can use net start. So if I run the same command, same now here 8080 localhost 8080, so it will start. So it will take time because again it is installing from the beginning. Okay, without login it is logged, like without any credentials it is logged in. So now we can go and set up the credentials here. See here, Jenkins is currently unsecured and allows anyone to network. Launch the process on your behalf. Set up security. Jenkins own user database. Allow user to sign up. So now I have given only Jenkins own user database. Apply and save. Now if I go to users here, you can see only one user is there. Click on this. Search for password. It is not there. Password. Credentials. Profile. It should be provide access. So I have given apply, save. Now I will try to sign in by using credentials. Now it is working. Like that we can do. So main thing is we have to update the column here as false. So this one you have to make it as false where use security. Then you can reset the password. Otherwise it will be not possible with the Jenkins. That's why you have to make sure to remember your credentials with Jenkins. With the Tomcat and all, we can set up easily, but here it will be difficult. Okay. So this is also good practice to know about how to recover the password in Jenkins. That's why I have shown you. Now is clicking a build number, then it opens a build page. So if you go here, it will show the number of builds here. So currently it is not there. If you open the job, here you can see builds. These are the build history and how many times. If I click on now build now, again it will show, it will go number 2. If there is any failure, it will show in the red. So both the both the builds are triggered and working fine. If you open this one, it will show changes, what changes happened. There is no failed, there is no changes. Then console output, what exactly you have done in this particular job. And if you want to delete the build number 2, you can delete it. And if you want to edit the build information, you can edit it here. And if you want to go for the previous build or next build, you can click on this one. That is how you can see trend graphs, test results or code average, etc. These are shown here if the relevant plugins installed. So if you want to trend graphs, then it will display based upon the configurations you have done. Global build history accessible from the dashboard sidebar, aggregates recent builds across all jobs, useful for quick health check of the whole Jenkins. For whole Jenkins, it will show all the build history here itself. If you have multiple jobs and multiple builds, it will display. Build status colors or icons. So there are different colors will be showing. One is blue or green. So this one, if you see blue or green, it means build succeeded. If you see red color, so that one also I will show. I will log into my Linux server, system CTL status Jenkins. So Jenkins is stopped, start, and I will go to my Linux IP address, public IP. Here I will paste. So this is a public IP and I will provide the credentials. So blue, red, yellow, gray and spinning icon. These are will be there. If you check for the, if it is blue, then it is succeeded. If it is red, then it is failed. If you check here, red color, it is failed. If it is in the green, it is succeeded. This kind of it will display. Next is yellow, build is unstable. Example, some test set failed, but build didn't abort. It will be taking time. Then it will show in the yellow color that we will see in the real time. Gray color, build was aborted or not yet run or disabled, then it will be shown in the gray color. Okay. Next is spinning icon, build currently in progress. So building is in progress, then it will show in the spinning icon, it will display. So old builds are automatically discarded according to a job discard old builds policy if configured to save disk space. So there is a one particular configuration. So job 2, I'll go here. There are 3 builds. One is failed, one is 2 is succeeded. So for example, I want to display only 2 builds. Then we can go here and use the option discard old builds, log rotation, days to keep builds. So if you want to keep only the last 2 days builds, you can mention here. And if you want to keep the number of builds, only 2 builds I want to keep it, then you can apply, save. Now it is showing 3, right? If I click on build now, it will go 4, but it's 1, 2, it won't show. It will show only 3, 4 builds. See, 3 and 4. So like that we can configure it if you want to display only limited builds to save the disk space. There are several supported ways to restart Jenkins safely. So this is also very important and also you will get the question in interviews. So make a note of it. So how to restart the Jenkins? First one is via the UI, that is safe restart, where you can do the restart in browser itself by using safe restart. So in browser, If you go here at the end slash and safe restart. If you use a safe restart, this waits for all running builds to finish before restarting, so nothing is interrupted mid build. If there is any running builds are there, then it will check for it. If nothing is there, then it will proceed for the safe restart. Jenkins cannot restart itself as currently configured. So something we have to configure it for the safe restart. So where we can do, we can go here. So see, yesterday we didn't see anything about in the updates. Today we can see there are two plugins are waiting for upgraded version. Restart. See, safe restart. If you click on this one, this plugin allows you to restart Jenkins safely. So this one you have to install it to make sure you have to safe restart. So I will install this one in my Windows one. You can see here my Windows Jenkins server. I am doing the safe restart and I will go to top of the page. I will see here now. I will do slash safe restart. Now it will still it is showing not configured. Why? So we have to configuration we have to do for that. Installation is done. Jenkins cannot restart. Install as a Windows service. If you launch it Jenkins using WAR, navigate to manage Jenkins. Install Windows service option. So we have to go here. Manage Jenkins. It is not there. So console reload configurations, prepare shutdown, restart once no jobs are running. So it is not taking. Let me check my Linux one. Save. URL not found. Safe restart. It will be smallest. It should be like case sensitive. We have to make sure. See, safe restart. It is working fine with the Linux, but it is not supporting for Windows. Jenkins will try to pause jobs and start once all running jobs are either finished or paused. If some of the jobs are running, then it will wait for the all the jobs are paused or completed. Jenkins is restarting banner. This will display on the most Jenkins page. You can use it to let users know what is happening. A default message. So restarting, you can mention restarting to update plugins. Anything just to display for the users, other users. So click on restart. It will restart automatically. It will be safe restart. Builds on agents can usually continue. So in the agents it will automatically running whatever the builds are running at the time, but only the controller that is master will be restarting. Another one is immediate restart. So where we use directly restart, there is no safe restart. To restart immediately, which can abort running builds. So this one it's not going to check for any running builds or nothing. It will automatically restart immediately. So in the Windows, the restart itself not working. I can see. So I'm not using the Jenkins exe. That's why it is not working. We are using a WAR file. So it is facing a issue. Install as Windows service option, but it is not there in our Jenkins. So only available for Linux machine. You can make a note of it. So it will work in Linux machines. Safe restart. System configuration. So this one is still restarting. In Linux, I have given safe restart. It is still restarting. Okay. Next is via manage Jenkins. Some versions show a prepare for shutdown button. which stops new builds from the starting and lets the admin restart once existing builds complete. So that will be prepare for shutdown button. It will be there in some of the versions. Let's see here. If you click on prepare, here you can see stop the executing new builds so that system can be eventually shut down safely. So it will automatically shut down. Even some of the builds are there. It will suggesting to you to stop it and prepare for shutdown. You have to mention the reason, then it will shut down. Next is via the operating system service like Linux. When you run as a system service, that is a system CTL. So using this command also you can restart the Jenkins from command line. If you want to do from the Docker, as you know, we have already command Docker restart container name, that is Jenkins. This is how we do the restarts in Jenkins. So that's it about module 2 we have completed. Now we are going to start with a module 3, that is Jenkins jobs. So Jenkins jobs is very important because most of the time we will work on the jobs. It can be different type of jobs, different script and all we are working. Job is nothing but you can take it as a project. So every project will be having different jobs. It is a basic unit of work in Jenkins. A defined set of steps that Jenkins executes, such as compiling code, running tests, deploying an application. These kind of tasks which we are going to do with a Jenkins, we are going to set it up. So Jenkins will help us to perform these kind of tasks by creating a job. This module focuses on the classic, that is freestyle in job type, and how to configure execution steps, parameters and triggers. So this is the first module. In the module number 3 we are going to discuss about freestyle jobs. So there are different type of jobs. In the interview you will get the question what is a like what are the type of jobs you have worked in your project. You can mention freestyle and another one is pipeline. So freestyle is a mainly UI based, where we are going to use a UI, complete Jenkins UI with the plugins. Freestyle projects are the original and most flexible Jenkins job type, configured entirely through the web UI. So it is going to use a web UI as opposed to pipeline jobs, which are defined as a code in Jenkins file. So pipeline jobs will be Jenkins file, like we are going to use a code Groovy script we use with the pipeline jobs, but freestyle is completely UI based we are going to use. So they are easy to set up and an ideal for simple linear build task. So it will be easy to understand as well, and also we can create a task whatever required by using UI. So a freestyle jobs configuration is organized into sections. So one is general, another one is source code management, next is build triggers, build environments. Let me show you. So my restart is completed. I log in. So both UI will be same. Whatever it is, Linux you have used or Windows or Docker, anything, the UI will be same only. So now I'm going to create new. I don't create new one. If you can create as well, let me show you. I'll create a new job, freestyle demo. Okay, here you can see enter a new item, then it will ask for the type of jobs. Select an item type, pipeline, freestyle, multi-configuration project, folders. Yesterday we have discussed about folders and multi-branch pipeline, organization folder. These are the different types we have. So in this one, pipeline, freestyle, and multi-configuration project. These are the, and then multi-branch pipeline. These are the jobs we have. So pipeline is code one. We are going to see later. Now I am going to start with the freestyle project. Click on it. Then click on OK. So it will create a freestyle job. So in that one we have multiple section. One is general, next is source code management, next is triggers, next is environment, next is build steps, post build actions. So with the names itself you can get to know So anywhere, if you go for general means general settings, where we are going to provide the particular settings or configurations. Source code management is nothing but GitHub. We have GitHub, right? So that particular configurations which we do in the source code management section. Then triggers. So this is very important. So triggers, how we are going to trigger the job. If you're doing manually, no need to select anything. If you're doing any selecting any particular automation, then you can use them. Then environment. So environment is configure settings and variables that define the context in which your build runs, like credentials, path, global parameters. We are going to use environment. Next is build step. So you are running a build, you are building an application, then you are going to choose the different options. See here, using PowerShell, you use Windows batch command. If you using Linux, you execute shell. If you want to run the particular build tool commands, then you can use invoke ant means ant. If you want to gradle, then gradle script. If you want for maven, then we use maven, directly running the maven goals here. Next, other is run with timeout, set build status to pending on GitHub commit. This kind of option you can see in the build step. This is the building an application. Post build. So after the build, whatever the task you want to perform, it can be deploy, it can be notification part, everything will be see here. See, aggregate downstream test results, archive the artifacts, build other projects, Git publisher, record fingerprints, email notification, everything we can see here. These are the different stages. So organized into different sections. General, descriptive, discard old builds, parameterization, restrict where the job can run. This kind of will be there in the general. Source code management we are going to use for the Git, and build triggers, how we can do it. So what causes the job to start. So we are going to discuss in the model number 4. I think we'll see. Build environment option, like delete workspace before build start, timestamp, output, console output, credentials, everything we are going to see in the build environments. Then build stage, the actual build steps, that is execute shell, execute Windows batch command, this and all will be in the build. So what is the difference between freestyle and pipeline? This is also important to understand and also to interview purpose. First is definition. Configured via UI means freestyle, defined as a code, groovy code, that is a pipeline. Version control, not naturally versioned here. Pipeline, store or version with a source code. So in the source code itself, where in the GitHub repository, we are going to store Jenkins file. So that will be having the groovy script that will automatically trigger the code, trigger, and also the steps will be included within that particular file. Complex logic, it will be limited, no native branching or loops. Full scripting support, it will be there from the groovy side for the pipeline. Visualization, basic console output, rich stage view, blue ocean support we can use with the pipeline. Next, best for simple single stage task learning purpose, we use freestyle. And if you want to use multi-stage CI/CD pipeline, then we use pipeline jobs. So creating a job, I have already shown. So you can provide item name, freestyle job, you can select it, and you can select the source code. So yesterday I think we were facing issue, right? Now it is working fine, even in the Linux as well, in the Windows as well. I have checked it. So you can directly go Git here, select Git, and provide the URL. You can go here. I want to run Maven web application. Copy code, provide URL, credentials. So you can go here. Credentials I have not added. Yesterday I have added in the Linux server. So here you can directly add here as well, and also manage Jenkins section as well. So I will add it from here. Username with password. Next. password, ID. So you can provide. If it is GitHub, then I will give the GitHub. So now I'll select the credentials. So branches to build. So which branch you want to trigger that particular. Here you can select. If you have master, master. If you want development, you can select development. So I am going to use a master. So master I have used here. Then that's it. So that is only for Git I am choosing. So once I click on apply, it will save. Now I can build now. Click on build now. So it is running. See, in progress means it will show. We have already discussed, right? Which color it will show. So in progress, it will be a spinning icon. Spinning icon will be for in progress one. It will display. It is completed now. Changes. You can see console output. Changes is nothing but this particular build and next another build. It will compare what are the changes in between build 1 and build 2. So now it is just checked out the code, source code from the GitHub repository to Jenkins. Now all the Jenkins code will be cloning and it will store here in the manage Jenkins. If you go, it will be there in the workspace and it will create one particular folder. If you see here, see, these are freestyle demo I have created job and all the data, all the source code, whatever it is there, here it will clone it. That's it. That is a stage of Git and further we will see what it will take action. So build trigger. So that is a source code management and build triggers. Configure build triggers, build steps, post build actions, whatever it is. So as per requirement, we can select it. So now just sample one. I will show another one. Instead of building myself, I am going to configure it. Build triggers. We have multiple build triggers. Trigger builds remotely from script. Build other projects are built after other one is. It is going to depends on one to another one. For example, you are working on development, staging, production. For production, you are going to mention after the staging successful, then only want to trigger this one. Then we will mention here. I will use build periodically. No schedules, so never will run. So for that one, what I will do star star. So it will suggest us. If I give all the stars every minute, when you say this one, it will be run for every minute. It will trigger the job automatically. So now what I will do, I will just apply this one. Hope you remember in the Linux we have discussed cron jobs. If you don't know, you can go through my Linux course. It is there, right? You can go through it Linux one. Cron job syntax is very important to schedule any task. So now I'm going to apply and save. 6:43. Now for time is 6:46. Let's come back after 1 minute. Meanwhile, so that is a build one, build triggers I have used for now. I will show later. Next is execute shell. So that is a build step. Execute shell is a build step where that can run one or more shell commands as a part of the build. On Windows agent, the equivalent step is execute Windows batch command. So we can run the Windows batch command and you can run anything. If you want to run something, any goals, anything, you can run it. See, it is triggered just now. You can click on this one, console output. It will show here. And if you go here, changes, no changes of any of the build. And if you see here, it will display. It is triggered by self or it is by timer. You can see started by timer. If you go for first build, started by user Mohan Babu. Like that, it will display. If it is done by using some automatic timer, it will display as that one only. Next is build step. Execute a shell by using commands. So whatever the command you want to run it, So what I will do, I will go here, configure again in the build step. So for now, I will remove this build periodically, but I don't want to make messy with lot of builds. So I will going to use execute Windows batch command because I am using in the Windows. So here echo welcome to Jenkins. Then you can use command mvn -hyphen version whether mvn installed or not. I want to check it. Just that one. So see, when we are configuring again another build is triggered. Now it's not going to trigger because I have changed it to manual. I'll click on build now. It will taking time in progress. You see here option. If you want to cancel it, you can cancel abort. Yesterday we have discussed, right? It will get the options to abort as well. Console output, you can see the recommended Git tool is none. Using credential GitHub, it is executed and welcome to Jenkins class. It is showing, and you can see here the command I have executed mvn version, and it is showing Apache Maven and all. So like that it will display. And if you want to run, so you know, right, you want to run the Maven goals. For that one also we can see here mvn clean install. Let's see what it will run the command. So for now, if you check here, there is no this one target directory. It is not there here, and you can directly run the build now. Click on this console output. So it is running command mvn version only. Okay, this one is fourth one. Fifth one I have to check. Console output. Okay, only mvn version it is checking for, but it is not executing the mvn goals because the Maven we have to run it the Maven goals by using different stage that I will show you later. So once again I will go here. This particular command it is not installed. So that is a mainly the build stage is whatever the code you want to run, you want to execute it. For example, there is some script you want to execute it, then you can execute them by using build stage. So key point of this particular build stage is commands run in the job workspace directory on the assigned node. So whatever the node you have assigned, that particular directory is going to execute the that particular commands. The script runs via bin/sh by default. So it means the build step fails immediately if any command is written as a non-zero exit code, then it will fail. Multiple execute shell build steps can be chained. Each runs in sequence and the job fails. If any step failed, it will automatically fail. Environment variables such as build number, job name, workspace, and build URL are automatically available inside the script. So if you want to display, so you want, for example, you want to display job name inside. So these variables we use when required in the real time as well. So here we have to use echo job name, echo dollar build number. So when we use a dollar symbol, the value of build number it should display. So I will click it and I will build now, build scheduled. Still it is not taking. Once again I will go configure. See, okay, job name it is not taken. The variables it is not taken automatically. Build number and build the job name it will automatically it should take, but it is not taken. Okay, no problem. We'll see about the variables later. For pipeline jobs, the equivalent is the SH step. So we have to use the SH in the pipeline jobs where we use SH maven clean install SH the particular command we will run it in the pipeline jobs. Here we are going to directly run the commands. Next is parameterized builds, parameterized jobs. So this is where we are going to run that particular parameter to run the job. So a parameter job lets user supply input values at the time they trigger a build. So you want to trigger a build, you have to provide one particular keyword or particular input, then it will trigger the job. Instead of the job always running with identical hard-coded behavior, we use parameterized jobs. This is useful for jobs that deploy to different environments, build different branches, or accept configurable options. So this one mainly we use dev staging production. So we are going to provide the parameter as a dev, then it will run the job of development environment. When you give the parameter as staging, then it will run the staging environment job. Like that we use parameterized jobs. In the job configuration, tick this project is parameterized under general. So when you go here, so I will create a new job again. In the Linux I will show now. Parameter 1 freestyle. Click on OK. Again I will take the any code. So I will take this. Click on Git. We have to provide the URL, credentials. So the branch name we have to provide main branch. I will use. Next is we are going to trigger it whenever the code changes. That one I won't take for now. The trigger steps. This job project is parameterized. You can see here. You can add the parameter boolean, choice, credential, file parameter. These kind of parameters will be there. Add the parameter and choose parameters type. It can be string, choice, boolean. String means you are going to provide the particular string. So what is the string name? Default value. So value we have to provide. So we are going to provide the give the parameter name used in the environment variable name instead of the build. So normally we provide the environment name here. So like dev if you use and we are going to use the environment name optional default value. So default value is anything. If you use any value, then it will be provided default automatically. But here not giving any values. So parameterized build and save the job, apply and save it. So here build with parameter. If you click on this one, it will ask for the dev parameterized build. So click on build. So it will ask for the parameterized, then it will build it. If you create multiple parameters, then it will ask for which parameter, then only it will match it and then run the job. Using parameters in build step, parameters are automatically injected as environment variable. For example, execute shell step deploying to environment. So environment if you give, that is a parameter name which we have provided. So it is taking time because the load is there. So it is just committed whatever the changes. So now I am going to run another command here. Add build step, execute shell. So he previously we have used batch command because that is Windows. This one is Linux. I will run execute shell. Here I will do echo. So this is my Docker one. So what I will do, I will just give Docker. Oh, Docker is not installed, I think here. Yeah, Docker is not installed. Let's see whether it will work or not. Docker -- version apply, configure, save, build with parameter. So it is failed. See, now you can see what is the issue with here. Welcome to Docker is working fine. Docker -- version. Docker command not found because Docker we have not installed here. That's why it is failing. Like that, if the particular command is not working, then automatically it will fail that particular stage. So we have different types of parameters. One is string, another one is choice parameter. Choice parameter is presents the user with fixed drop-down list of predefined values to pick it from a build time, preventing free text typos and restricting input to valid options. So this one we are going to choice parameter. So if you give the choice parameter, it will provide the option drop-down options while building the while triggering the job. So if you go here, parameterized build, I will cancel this one. Add parameter, choice parameter, choices you can provide. So name, I'll give environment, dev, stage, prod. So if you click on build with parameter, it will ask for which particular environment you want to select it. So based on that, it will trigger the job. That tick the project is parameter, then add the parameter as choice parameter. Then we are going to provide the name. Then choices enter the value, whatever the values you want to provide. So it should be one value for the line. So by entering, you can provide it. Select the target deployment environment you can provide. So if you provide the description, then the users will get to understand what are these particular parameters. Based upon the environments, they can select the values. Inside the execute cell build step, the chosen value is available as environment variable. So it will run by using this kind of we can provide. If environment is production, then echo deploy into production. Extras check checks apply. Else echo deploy into environment. So whatever the environment name you are providing, if it is production, then we have to apply the extra checks. If it is any other environment, then directly deploy into environment. Like that we can set it up. Next is Boolean parameters. So the Boolean parameter presents a simple checkbox. It can be true or false at build time. Useful for toggling optional behavior on or off, such as like run tests, whether you can run test or not, skip deployments based on like yes or no you can provide. So you can go here. So if you go here, add parameter, I'll add boolean. See, this one parameter is built. I have used started by user, and if you check console output, I have given deployment. Deployment it is done, and it is used parameterized build, and it is executed. Next is we are going to see boolean parameter. So boolean parameter, how it will work? We have to provide the name. So the project is parameter same boolean parameter. Then run test. So if you want to run tests, it will ask. Then we are going to provide the default value true. We are going to provide the values like checked true or unchecked is false. Based on that, we are going to provide true, false. Like this, we are going to provide, and it will be while executing, we are going to get the options build with parameters. You can see here run tests. You can mention true if you click on this true. If it is not clicked, then false. Like that, it's going to take it. And environments is choice parameters we use. So example usage, the parameter value is injected as string true or false. So run test is true, then ambient test. If it is not, then skipping test. Like that, we can configure it by using boolean parameters. Next is build triggers. So build triggers determine what causes a job to start automatically without a person clicking build now every time. So this is very important. You are going to get the question in interviews as well. How you are going to schedule your jobs without any manual intervention. So here you can see. So for now I will remove the parameterized builds. Here you can see where build triggers. Sorry. This one set up automated action that start your build based on specific events like code changes or scheduled times. Trigger builds remotely, build after other projects build periodically, GitHub hook, trigger for Git SCM polling, poll SCM. These are the options we have. So trigger build remotely, start the build via an authenticated HTTP request or webhook URL with a security token. Example, Jenkins URL, job name, build token equal to token. So this one will be trigger build remotely, authentication token we have to provide. Use the following URL trigger build remotely. So we have to create a token and then we have to work on it. Next is build after other projects are built. So run this job automatically once one or more specified upstream jobs finish. So for this one, what you have to provide? Project to watch. So let me check this one. Duplicate. I'll go here. Job to configure. So I'll give job 2. Okay. Trigger only if build is stable. Trigger even if the build is unstable. Trigger even if the build fails. Always trigger even if the build is aborted. So based upon this requirement, it is going to trigger. So I am going to use trigger only if build is stable. So apply. Okay. I'll apply here and I will go. So currently 3 builds are there. Now I will go to job 2. I will click on build now. See, it is in the quiet period expires in 4.1 second. It is in pending status, finished waiting. It is done here. Immediately it is completed here as well. So you can see here started by upstream project job to build number 5 originally caused by started by user Mohan. So what it will do, if this particular job is successful, then only it will trigger the parameter one job. Like that we can maintain upstream projects. So this one is upstream and this one is downstream. In the real time, upstream will be there, dev environments, and production will be downstream. If the dev and staging is successful, then only the downstream job, production job will be triggered. Otherwise, it won't trigger. Like that, we can configure. So runs this job automatically once one or more specified upstream jobs finish. So we can make it one or more jobs finish, then only it should trigger. Like that, real time it is very important because we use to set up configurations for between dev staging and productions. See, here you can give multiple jobs as well. So if you want to trigger 2 jobs completed, then only it will work. Then you can provide. So demo. So now what I will do, I'll provide here demo. Okay, demo is not taking. 1 second. Demo job to parameterized one. Demo. So here we have to provide only one. So here if I give job 2 and I will apply, sorry, job 2 here in the parameter 1. And if I go here in the job 2, I am going to provide as demo. So let me create 3 different jobs now itself. It will be better to understand. Downstream demo. Okay. Oh shit. So here I am going to apply. I will create a new jobs. One is dev freestyle. Click on OK. I will take Git. I will take this my URL. Otherwise, I will go to here. I will take this one. Next, I am going to use GitHub credentials. This one is dev. So I am not going to mention anything for now. I am going to use upstream and downstream. Just check out the code downstream. And another one I will create new item stage freestyle add. Here also I will take the same source code, select, and here what I am going to do, build other after other projects are built. Here I am going to provide dev 1, apply and save. Next new item I will give prod and freestyle. Click on OK and git URL. Here I am going to provide the
You
stage.
forgot thread.
stage. Okay. So save on it. Here you
Only
can
for
see
not about credits.
credentials. Huh? Okay. 1 second. Okay. Now see here. I am going to trigger only one job. If you go downstream, here you can see three jobs are there. So I'm going to trigger only one job. All are in pending. Nothing is triggered as of now. That's why it is showing three dots. So if you go here, configure, triggers, everything you can find. Now I'm going to trigger the dev1 job build now. Okay. Built-in node is taken and it is running. So it will display the output. You can see here, schedule a build for dev. If you want to schedule it, you can schedule it as well. Now only dev1 is running. You can see the output. It is done. If I go back, prod and stage also completed. How come? So once the dev is completed, used by started by user, it is success, triggering a new build of stage here. You can see. So once the dev1 is completed, it will automatically at the end it will show triggering a new build of stage, and it will go here and work on stage. In the upstream project, you can see here downstream project prod. So upstream is which one is upstream and downstream is very important. You should understand what is upstream job. It means the particular project is depending on another job, means that one is upstream, and another job is depends on one particular job, means that is downstream. So here the stage is depends on dev 1. So dev is upstream project, and prod is depends on stage. So stage is sorry, prod is downstream project here. So between stage is in between. Stage is in middle. The first one will be dev 1, last will be production, in between stage. That's why upstream is dev, downstream is prod. Dependent one will be downstream, and whichever providing the control, then it will be upstream. Like that we should understand. This particular topic is very important, upstream and downstream. That's why I'm explaining multiple times. You can see here, started by upstream project stage build number 1, and you can again started by upstream project dev 1 by stage is started by dev 1 and prod is started by stage. That is how it will work. That is the built after other projects are built. This automation we can do it. Next is build periodically, which we have discussed already. So it will automatically trigger based upon the cron like schedule, regardless of the source code changes. Even the changes has happened or not, it won't consider. It will automatically trigger as per the schedule we have given. Next is GitHub hook trigger for Git SEM. For Git SEM polling, so builds immediately when GitHub sends a push webhook requires GitHub plugin. So this one is poll SEM, which we are going to create with a GitHub. One that one we are going to create for the particular events. Based upon that, it's going to trigger the job. Next is poll SEM. This is also important. Jenkins periodically checks the repository for changes on a cron schedule and builds only if the new commits are found. Okay, let me show you how it will work. So downstream, upstream, I won't touch it again. I will go to parameterized build here. Here, this one, I'm going to schedule it. I'll remove parameter, everything. I will schedule it by using where poll SEM. Okay. So poll SEM, same like build periodically, how we have given the syntax. I'll provide star, 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 star. So it will check for the every 1 minute it will check for the source code. Okay, apply, save. Now we'll wait for the 1 minute, it won't trigger. Why? If the source code has the changes, then only it will trigger the job. Now what I will do is, I have that particular source code in my account, in my system. I'll go here. This is the one. So what I will do, VS code, we can use the git bash as well, VS code as well. There is no problem. So I'll check it here. I'll use git status. So it is up to date. So what I will do, I will do some changes somewhere. Anything which I want to provide, just I will do save. So some changes has happened. Now what I will do, git add dot git commit, working with Jenkins. Oh, git commit -m, git push origin main. So I think it won't work. Let's see. The push is happened. Parameterized, right? Now build number 4. It will check for every 1 minute. So now we have done for 1920. We'll wait for another 2 minutes and see whether it will work or not. So you can see all the list about last build, last table build, last successful build, everything we have discussed this in the previous module. So it will be displaying in the console and we can see the details and all the details like delete project, then git polling log, configurations, build now. See, now it is automatically triggered the job in the queue, in the quiet field. So finished waiting. Now it is running. So if you want, you can cancel it, but it is triggered and successful. You can see here, started by SCM change. If you go any other builds, so number 3, build number 3, if I open, started by user Mohan, it will show. But here, the build number 5, started by SCM change, revision, repository, details it will show. So what is the commit? The exact commit which I have done to GitHub repository, it will show here, and who is a user, which user has done this change. Username, patch DevOps, and working with Jenkins. So like this details you can see here. If you go that, it will open directly to the that particular commit which happened. Okay. Next, it will be started by SCM change. So if you click on that one, it will show started by and last build revision. What is the exact details it happened? Everything it will be showing. So this particular one, every 1 minute it will checking as we have given 1 minute. If you want to trigger for every 1 hour, then you can go here. See, when you say *1, it will be every minute. If you want to run for every 1 hour, you can give H. So cron job syntax, you can directly go here, cron tab, see here, it will be, it is better understanding. You have to just give star, star, star and star. So this will be minute, hour, day, month, weekday. So if you give 1 at minute 1, if you give star here and if you give here 1 at every minute past hour 1, and if you want to provide /1, if you want to run the particular time at every minute of on day of month. So if you want to run every 1 hour or every day particular time, so for example 12, at every minute past hour 12. So it will be displaying on that particular one any value. If you use star, value list separator, range of values, everything you can see here at 12:1. So 12 is hour, that's why it is 1. It will be displaying, it is going to execute at 12:1. If you want to display 12:30, 30, 12. So if you want to schedule it for the night 12:30 every day, then you can use 30, 12 and star star. So for example, you want to run only the particular day. You can see here at 12:30 on day of month 2. It's going to display. If you give 8, month of 8. If you give 12, the date, it's going to take the day here. Number the which day you want to provide. And if you want to give here, if I give 5, it will take Friday. If you give 4, it will take Thursday. Based upon the requirement, we are going to schedule it by using cron job syntax. So this one you can go through. It is very important. So you can learn as well. The cron tab guru, you can go through the syntaxes. So the POLSM is going to work like that. So where we use the POLSM is nothing but we are going to work two methods here. One is build periodically. We are going to schedule it, but it will check for the update from GitHub repository. If any update is there, then only it will trigger. Otherwise, it won't trigger. So if I go back, it won't trigger again. Only last time it is triggered, the build number 5. After there is no changes. That's why it is not triggered. I will remove that. I don't want to keep it. Apply, save. Like that, we can schedule the jobs. Okay, you can see here I have provided cron syntax used by build periodically and POLSM. Like this way we can use it. It will be useful. The POLSM versus webhooks. POLSM repeatedly check the repo on a timer. Simple to set up but adds delay and unnecessary load. It will be there in the POLSM. But when it comes to webhooks, that is GitHub hook trigger, push a notification to Jenkins and the instant change happens near instant builds and no wasted polling, but requires the Jenkins URL to be reachable from the SCM provider. This one will be immediately whenever the change happened, immediately it's going to trigger the job. There is no waiting time, there is nothing. Load will be there, the webhooks. So that one we'll see while creating the main jobs, because we have to do the configuration in GitHub, then we will trigger the job. Next is build history. So build history is within a specific job. The build history panel lists every past run of that job, most recent past. So you can see here, this is the build history. All the build, whatever the changes, whatever the builds it is triggered, it will be displaying here. What's the available? What's available for build? Console output, the full log of everything that happened during that build, including shell command output. So this is the console output of that particular build. Next is changes. The SCM commits included the particular build compared to the previous build. I mentioned right. So if you click on changes, if there is any changes in between build number 5 and build number 4, then it will display like that. If you click on build number 4, it will display the changes in between build 3 and 4. There is no change. That's why it is not showing anything. The SCM commits the particular build compared to the previous build. Parameters used. For parameterized jobs shows exactly which choice or boolean or string values were selected for that run. So if you go parameters, okay, see here the particular parameters which one you have used, it will display here. So if you go to build number 4, here I have not used parameters, that's why it is not showing parameters. I have used dev. Based upon that, it's going to display for the parameterized builds. Artifacts, any file archived via post build actions. So if you have used any post build section, artifacts like Nexus or Docker, then it's going to display in the artifact section here, but it is not available for these jobs. Delete build or keep this build forever. Manage retention of individual builds. Then it will use delete build. You can see deleting the build here. If you want to delete it, then it will delete that particular build permanently. Discard old builds. So under the jobs general settings, I have already shown you, right? So if you go here, discard old builds will be there. So if you click on this one, currently it is showing 5 builds, and if you want to keep them only for less or number of days, then you can configure it, and it will show number of builds only. It is not going to show all the list of builds here. Days to keep builds, delete the builds older than the particular days we have mentioned, and maximum number of builds to keep only the most recent n builds. Like that it will work. Discard old builds section. So hands-on lab on module 3, same whatever we have discussed. So I have mentioned in the end of the module, but while explaining itself, I have opened all the lab and I have explained because it will be easy to understand while explaining the module. That is about module 3, which we have discussed today. So if you go, let's go to recap. So module 3, today we have discussed module 2 pending, whatever it is, build queues, and then we have come with a module 3, that is a mainly Jenkins jobs. So freestyle jobs we have discussed how to create job, build stage, then parameterized jobs. In the parameterized we have discussed about choice, boolean parameters we have discussed, and then build triggers. So build triggers is very important. Make sure to understand build triggers, then upstream downstream jobs is very important. These are the main topics which we have discussed today. So tomorrow we are going to start with again Git integration with Jenkins. We have already done today, but we are going to discuss deeply how we will integrate Git with Jenkins and how we are going to trigger the jobs. We will see in the tomorrow class. That's it for today. Thank you.